Bienvenidos, Pablo. Comenzamos la segunda sesión. Esta sesión más vamos a hablar sobre aplicación de la teoría que aprendimos en nuestra anterior llamada. Así que
¿Ya?
vamos a repasar lo que es la tarea. Vamos a ver distintas maneras de aplicar el conocimiento que hemos adquirido en distintas posiciones dentro de, ya sea de nuestro programa o antes que tengamos un cliente o entre medio del programa también. Antes que nada, ¿tenés alguna pregunta, alguna duda o algo que te saltó cuando hiciste la tarea o sobre lo que hablamos la anterior vez?
No, sobre la tarea, eh, me senté, como te decía, a hacer el tema de las preguntas
Ujú.
y quería que tú me dieras ahí después de revisar las preguntas, quería que me guiara un poco, si, qué tengo que cambiar, cómo hacerlas más de diferente manera, ¿me entendía? A lo mejor yo no las hago bien o
¿Ya?
no voy a los puntos que quiero llegar.
Ok, perfecto. Las preguntas que tenés ahí, ¿la tenés en, cómo se llama? ¿Lo tenés en digital o solo lo tenés ahí impreso?
Aquí no lo tengo digital.
Ok, perfect. Let's go through each one of those questions.
¿Ok?
Y
Mira,
esas son preguntas que vos hiciste,
sí.
ah, que no es el cuestionario que ya tenías de Herbalife, right? Ok,
No me
perfect.
apoyé en eso, no, nada de eso.
¿Repasaste
Quiero
eso
hacer
ya
todo nuevo.
por si acaso?
No, quiero
¿No?
hacer todo nuevo, hermano.
Ok, perfecto. No, pero igual es bueno repasarlo porque hay algunas preguntas ahí que te sirven. Y
Ya,
lo que queremos saber es si querés elaborar tu propio sistema de preguntas para mejor ayudar a tus clientes, pero también poder entender el razonamiento detrás de por qué Herbalife estaba haciendo esas preguntas. Una vez,
ya,
y esto te va a servir bastante porque mientras que vas trabajando con muchos clientes, mientras que vas trabajando con distintos tipos de personas, vas a ver que la serie de preguntas que vos hiciste ahorita va a cambiar. El cuestionario que yo tengo ahorita actualmente con mis clientes no es el mismo cuestionario con el que comencé. Adicioné algunas
ya,
cosas, saqué algunas cosas. Eso se va a ir modificando mientras que vos vas viendo tu estilo en cómo trabajas con tus clientes y también vas viendo el cliente en sí, cuáles son las especificaciones detalladas detrás de ellos. Porque quizás trabajas con distintos tipos de clientes y en base a ese tipo de cliente vos tenés distintos tipos de cuestionarios para cada uno.
ya.
Awesome.
Mira, el enfoque que estaba todos estos días después que hablé contigo, me puse a pensar, ok,
Mm.
porque yo antes pensaba agarrar de acá, agarrar de allá, agarrar de acá, agarrar de allá, agarrar de acá, agarrar de allá.
¿Ya?
Y dije, ¿sabes qué? Me voy a concentrar solamente en gente de los 30 a los 50 años.
Nice.
Ese es mi enfoque. Ese
¿Ya?
es el enfoque que quiero hacer, de los 30 a los 50. Si tiene 25, good luck. Yo
Ujú.
quiero trabajar con gente así, que ocupada, que son papás. Ese es el tipo de gente que yo quiero llegar ahora.
Es tu avatar.
Ya.
Perfect.
Eso pensé esta semana. Nunca lo había tomado de esa manera.
Nice.
Porque, como te decía, había querido hacer como una red de pescar, agarrar tono. Pero ahora no. Me senté el otro día y dije, ok, ¿qué es lo que yo tengo que enfocarme en algo? Y eso es como el enfoque mío ahora. 30 plus.
Nice. Buenísimo. Y así ya puedes hacer preguntas más precisas para ese tipo de clientela, para esas personas. Puedes hacer más detallados y puedes ayudarlo, puedes crear planes y protocolos específicos para ayudarlos a ellos en el problema que tienen ellos. Porque, como vos sabés, una vida de una persona que tiene 30, 35 es muy diferente a la de un pelado que tiene 20, 18, 23 que está en la universidad, digamos. Son vidas
Correcto.
diferentes, hay, como se dice, hay la importancia de lo que es importante para ellos es diferente. En base a lo que importa, en base a eso se hacen las preguntas. Comencemos. Comencemos con la lista de preguntas que tienes actualmente. O
Ya
sea,
tengo,
quiero entender más o menos cuál es tu lista. Quiero mostrarte algunos de los distintos cuestionarios que yo manejo dentro de mi empresa y el razonamiento detrás de cada una de las preguntas que hago. Y lo que hay que recalcar, más importante que la pregunta, es qué vas a hacer con esa información, por qué estás haciendo esa pregunta. Y eso es lo que
ya,
siempre te vas a preguntar cuando vas a cualquier trabajo, cuando vas a, digo, cuando vas a cualquier empresa y te dan un cuestionario para rellenar, entender el razonamiento de cada pregunta es importante. Igual cuando te dan cuestionarios de marketing, cuestionarios de cada una de esas cosas, porque en base al razonamiento detrás de la pregunta, ya vos puedes adoptar eso y aplicarlo dentro de tu empresa.
Ok, yes,
Perfect.
sir.
Let's go.
Ok, so mire, la primera le tengo, why you want to start a fitness journey.
Uh -huh.
Porque la gente, si viene a mí, yo lo que promuevo es empezar un fitness journey, una mejor calidad de vida, mejor nutrición y una vida más activa. So, por eso puse, why you want to start a fitness journey. Cosa
That's
que él o la persona me explique, ok, como me contaste tú, que una señora te pasó que la niña la molestaban y ese fue lo que a ella le impulsó a empezar su journey.
I like that.
So,
¿Por
eso
qué
es lo que yo
para
busco.
vos, digamos, no?
Ah,
¿Por qué es importante para vos? That's good. Always start
claro,
with why. Hay un libro
why is important.
que es así, que se llama Always Start with Why. Es un
Ok,
libro de autoayuda que es muy bueno, si tienes un tiempo para leerlo, que implica el razonamiento de por qué es importante entender por qué uno hace las cosas,
ya,
porque if it's important enough to you, you're going to value it more.
wow, lo voy a leer. Estoy leyendo ahora, eh, ¿cómo se llama? 12 pautas de liderazgo ¿cómo se llama este tipo? Oh, no me acuerdo cómo se llama, haber leído dos libros ya pero son 12 de liderazgo porque ahora ya tengo que empezar a crecer con mi equipo, ya no
Yeah.
va en mí.
Building a team. Buenísimo.
Ajá,
Me gusta esa
ok,
pregunta. I like that. La siguiente, a ver.
ok. La segunda es, how's your relationship with whole foods and water? Like whole foods, I want to mean with good nutrition, like no processed food, no fried foods, like a whole meal, like home meals,
Home
kind of,
cooked meals. Okay.
home cooked meals and water.
Ujú,
What I want to mean with this is like, okay, um, ¿cuánta agua tú tomas al día? ¿Cuánta agua consumes al día? ¿Y qué tipo de comida estás comiendo a la semana? ¿Me entiendes? Porque si tienes un día a la semana que tienes un rush y por ese rush no tienes el tiempo de cocinar o de traer la comida, etcétera, y tienes que ir a un restaurante, una comida rápida, es una buena relación porque una sola vez a la semana estás comiendo comida chatarra. ¿Me
ujú.
entiendes? So, depende de la respuesta que ellos me den, ya yo voy a ver, ok, cómo puedo mejorar a esta persona y sacaba también esa idea que me diste tú de que si esta persona trabaja aquí en Downtown, qué buenas opciones tenemos alrededor del Downtown para ese día, esta persona elige entre esas opciones buenas. So, a eso voy con esa pregunta, que how's your relationship with whole foods and water? Like, are you eating good or you're not eating good at all?
I like that. Now, one thing though, una cosa que hay que tomar en cuenta cuando uno hace esto, cuando uno hace cualquier pregunta, hay que entender que quizás algunos clientes no están al nivel de donde estamos nosotros. Y hay que entender y hay que hacerlo lo más básico posible porque, por ejemplo, hay personas que quizás no entienden o no saben what is whole food? What do you mean by whole foods?
Okay,
What does that mean? So, eso me di cuenta cuando yo comencé a hablarlo. En inglés es un poco más conocido, pero cuando comencé a decirlo en español, decía, y por ejemplo, hago esa misma pregunta, ¿cuál es tu relación con la comida, con las comidas enteras? Las personas me miraban y es
yeah,
como, ¿qué es eso? Comidas enteras. O sea, si como todo el plato, o do I eat the whole plate, or do I eat half of the plate? Is that what you mean?
okay,
So, quizá Whole Foods por ahora puede ser que llegues a una persona que no sabe nada de nutrición y vos le decís Whole Foods and they don't know what that means.
okay,
So, what would be another way where you could phrase that, where you could put it like on a third grade, fifth grade level? Imagínate que estás hablando con un niño que está en quinto grado y cómo le dirías esa pregunta. And that's another tip. Cuando estamos hablando con nuestros clientes, tenemos que hablar lo más básico posible. Eso yo
okay,
muchas veces les digo a los entrenadores, porque cuando usamos términos más técnicos, nuestros clientes muchas veces no están en el mismo mundo de nosotros, no
yeah,
consumen la misma información. Ahorita tu Instagram te muestra todo en base a lo que es real, lo que te interesa, que es nutrition, fitness, so a lot of your feed es en base a eso. Pero nuestros clientes quizás, bueno, de por sí nomás, lo están agarrando a nosotros porque no le interesa esa parte, no le interesa ese mundo.
Yeah,
Si están
yeah,
donde están es porque no le prestaron mucha atención a eso. So, we really got to make sure that we're speaking to them and we're not speaking to other trainers. Vos le decías a otro trainer, hey, le decís el nombre técnico de un músculo, le decís una palabra técnica como Whole Foods y él te va a entender. Pero si hablas con un cliente, vos le decís un nombre técnico de un músculo y they're like, what? This
yeah.
activates your rear delt. And you're like, rear delt, ¿qué es eso? Ah, esto es muy bueno para el hombro, para la parte de atrás del hombro. Buenísimo. Just
Yeah.
really make things as simple as possible. There's
Okay.
a lot of value. Tenía un mentor que decía, there's a lot of value. It's not how smart you are, pero es qué tan simple podés hacer las que podés, ¿cómo se dice? It's how simple you could explain higher level topics. That really
Okay.
shows good control, uh, good, how would you say it? That que lo dominas ese topic. So how would you say it now? Let's say it again.
So, how's your relationship with home cooked meals and drinking water every day?
That's good. I like that. I would
Well,
probably phrase it. I like the how's your relationship with home cooked meals, like how many home cooked meals do you have, and then maybe and drinking water every day. You could probably phrase that differently. And how much water do you drink a day? And then they'll respond like home cooked meals. I don't really cook at home, or they'll respond like drink water. I probably drink like very little or a lot. And then you could ask if you're going through that and then you're talking to your clients on the first call, you could go deeper. It's like, oh, you don't have home cooked meals, then how do you usually eat? Or the water, oh, you said you drink a lot of water. What's a lot to you? Are we talking about like a bottle, 2 bottles? Are we talking about a gallon? So
yeah.
then you go deeper into those topics when you have your coaching calls, when you have your deeper interviews.
Okay. Imagínate, Renato, que hoy día en la mañana apliqué lo poco y nada que me enseñaste de ir más deep en la conversación y vendí un BCA y una creatina a las 7 de la mañana. A las 7 de la mañana, y cuando la vendí dije, oh shit, this works.
That's good. That's
So,
it, man.
lo apliqué y funcionó al tiro. Porque me puse solamente a conversar con un tipo que primera vez que entraba aquí, nunca había entrado.
Yeah.
Y dije,
Nice.
ya, este nuevo, vamos a aplicar lo nuevo que estoy aprendiendo. Y empecé a conversar, qué es lo que hacía, su estilo de vida, qué es lo, ok. Esto te puede servir. Porque quería crear masa muscular y quería también recuperación muscular. Solo vendí el BCA y la creatina. Y listo.
So what we notice when we're talking about sales is people are very rational. Yes, a lot of people buy off emotions, but if you could rationalize what you're trying to sell, it makes it a deeper sell. Like make them understand, like, hey, why is this important? People know they have a problem. You
Yeah.
present a solution. Now, what you want to do is you want to tie that problem to your solution. And that is with the conversation. That's what a sales call is. You
Yeah.
basically explain, hey, this is why you need this. This is why this is important. You just make it more rational. So they're like, oh, that completely makes sense. I should be buying
Yeah.
that. Okay, awesome.
For real, because he was like, eso fue lo que dijo, so I should start drinking this. I said, yeah, like for what you need, for what you're asking, this is what's going to help you out. It said, it doesn't make miracles, but it's going to give you a small boost to the next level. Y ahí me compró. Pero dijo lo mismo que dijiste tú, I should get this.
Another thing, we want to try to avoid minimalizing the impact that you create. I mean, that's just more marketing. Instead of saying it's going to give you a small boost, it's going to give you a boost. You don't have
Okay.
to say it's a small, big, or anything. It's like it's going to help you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's more on the marketing side of things. So that way it's like you like, okay, this is important. You just create that importance within them. That's something that I fight because you always want to be tener ética en lo que haces, pero
Of
también you
course.
have that marketing side and that sales side of you. So that's like a balance
Yes.
that you have to have.
Yeah,
Awesome.
prometer resultados, pero no milagros. You know,
Yes.
like
Uh,
like you said.
next one.
Okay, the next one it says, how you want to feel a look in a year.
I like that.
Because if someone, maybe they just don't feel bad because the way they look, but they feel bad because the way they feel. Like I feel tired all day. I get up tired. I'm tired during the day. I get tired home, and at night I can't. It's hard for me to sleep.
I like
That
that.
I've been getting a lot of those. I've been getting a lot of those that they
Mhm,
barely sleep. They are tired all day, and at nighttime they can't sleep. So that's something that how you want to feel and
mhm.
look in a year, because they say, okay, like I want to lose 60 pounds. Can I do it in a year? Yeah, we can work that in a year. Maybe happens before, but let's make a plan for a year. You might have better results that you're waiting for.
Me gusta. Me gusta eso porque aclareces una meta y aclareces la importancia de la duración de cuánto se puede tardar para esa meta. Uh,
Yeah,
that's that's good because you're feeding into what's logical, what's realistic, because we're talking about
yeah,
sustainability. So no, I wouldn't change anything on that question. I like
yeah. Because
el razón.
also you're grabbing the client for a whole year. You
Yeah,
know, he's gonna be okay. I know if I'm working with this guy, we're gonna work for a whole year. After a year, I think what I'm doing after, but for a whole year, I'm going in.
yeah,
You know.
that's I like that. That's great. Exactly where it's at. Next one.
Okay. Next one is gonna be, when was the last time you exercised?
Perfect. That way you could understand if they say, hey, I'm currently working out, or I've never worked out, or like, oh, it's been like a year or 2 years. That's
Okay.
good. Hmm.
Then number two, why this decision to start again? If they, for example, I stopped doing fitness 2 years ago and I want to come back. So the second question will be, why this decision to start again, and why with me?
I like that. I like the why with me. Why are you making the decision to start again? That work definitely works if it's someone that hasn't been working out. It's if
Yeah.
it's someone that's been working out, then it's like, oh, I'm not really starting again. So this is just maybe there's a way that we could phrase that fits both.
Yeah. Okay. Can be like, why this decision to start and why with me? Or if you already stopped, why you're coming back to your fitness journey?
Mhm. I'm trying to think of another way because we want to say, I like it. I mean, we want to highlight the importance of like what made you come into the door today? What jumped out at you and what made you want to start? That's basically what you're clarifying with, like what made you decide to start working, and then why with me gives you the importance of like, okay, it like how there's so many other coaches, there's so many other people out there. Why did you choose me to help you out? So it gives you the power of them saying they trust you, which
Yeah.
backs any sale or backs up any decision that they make. Um, I would say, why do you need the extra support to make this change? Because it's not just fitness and nutrition; it's a whole lifestyle change that they're
Yeah.
making.
Yeah.
So why do you need this extra support to make this change in your life, and why with me? Yeah, because that fits. If they haven't trained, they're making a change. They need that support for them to do it.
Yeah.
If they
Yeah.
are training, they're looking for you because they still need support because whatever they're doing is not working out.
Yes.
Yeah, so I feel like that might be a better way to phrase it, just because it captures both of them, if they are training, if they're not training, and it also captures training and nutrition and lifestyle. So you capture everything. It's like, okay, let's see why you need this extra support, and why do you need it with me? Or and then
Yeah.
why with me? Yeah. How
Yeah.
does that?
So why do you need this extra support to make this change, and why with me?
Mhm. How do you
Okay.
feel about that?
Yeah. Good,
Yeah.
porque ese está, es como más, seguimos utilizando el why para que me den un porqué. Extra support because that person has already been into fitness before, or maybe never, but they want to start because they had no one else support. So ella abarca las dos personas, la que entrenó y la que no entrena. And to make this change, because it's a change that they're going to make in their life, and why with me?
I like that.
That's a good
Next
one.
one.
Next one is going to be in a scale 1 to 10. How important is fitness and nutrition in your life?
Perfect. That's really good. What happens
Yeah,
if it says 10?
as they want to go all in.
It's a done deal. What happens if someone says 5?
You have to work.
But what would you say?
You have to work. Oh, if it's 5, I'll be like, okay, so what do you think you're struggling with nutrition or more with fitness? Because if you're on a 50%, you must be struggling with one or the other, or maybe with both.
But wait, what's the question again?
Says in a scale 1 to 10, how important is nutrition and fitness in your lifestyle?
But you're asking about importance. You're not asking about struggle.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll be like, okay. So if you're at 5, what do you think is not that important for you in your lifestyle, for you, your family, or if you're a single man, what do you think it's halfway important for you in your life?
Yeah. Now, to be honest, most people would probably put high importance because most people know that it's important for someone's life.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what you could say is like, okay, well, that's perfect. Why is it a 7 and why not a 10? Why do you think it's not as important to be a 10? Which is basically exactly what you just said right now.
Let me get a pen because this one I broke it. Let me get a pen. Hey, how are you? How you been? Okay, so esa era como. ¿Aló?
Yeah, I got you.
Ah,
So
sí. Okay.
basically, it's like, hey, so why is it a 7 and why not a 10? Why do you feel this isn't as important enough to be graded a 10? And then they'll be like, oh, because family, because business, because something right now. I don't have the time, maybe. And then you could go into struggles, which is what you wanted to lead into. It's like, okay, so
Okay.
if you don't have the time, then that's a struggle right there. It's like you probably don't think it's important because you prioritize family, which is really good. Now let's talk about how we can fit this, make it important, just as important as your family, so that way you could get the best of both worlds. So that way you could provide the support for your family, or you could provide the energy you need for your business, or we could provide the resources you need for a busy travel schedule. So it could fit any like avenue. But like, yeah, marking them, like understanding them, like where they chose, we know that it should be a 10. It's like, why is it not a 10? And that lets them go into explaining what their struggle is.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So the question's good, just the way that you would react to the question would be a little bit different
Okay.
to the answer.
Then we have is your workplace and a stressful place to be?
I like that.
Because toda la gente del estrés lo tiene desde el trabajo. Todos los que se llegan aquí quejando que el trabajo, que el trabajo, que el trabajo, que el trabajo. Porque
Yeah.
siempre como que hago conversación aquí con las personas. O a veces ni la hago y entran. Oh, I gotta go to work. Oh, I gotta go to work.
How
Oh,
does
I
that
gotta go to
affect
work.
the program?
Huh?
How does that affect the program? Your program, how you help them? Why is that question important?
That's something I want to know how to, for example, if a person say, yeah, my workplace is really, really stressful. I can't just say quit and get another job, you know?
Uh-huh. Okay, perfect. No. And you're gonna learn this obviously throughout working with me, but understanding like the impact that stress has on your health, nutrition, and wellness is going to be important. And it's like, okay, perfect. We understand that you have a stressful situation at work. We got to understand that going on a diet and training is another stress on the body. So we're going to learn how to cope with stress so that way we could create better results. And the stress you have in your body doesn't impact the results that we could create.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you'll learn this in the program. You'll be like, understanding stress lets you understand metabolism, lets you understand hormones, lets you understand digestive health, which all correlates into providing good results.
Okay.
Excellent. I like that. Next one.
Okay. The next one is going to be, are you having quality deep sleep for 7 or 8 hours minimum?
Yeah. I like that. I would go and I would ask, how long do you sleep? So I would divide that into 2 questions. And then you could do like a multiple choice, like 4 to 5 hours, 6 to 7 hours, 8 hours plus.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then second question, how would you rate your quality of sleep on a grade of 0 to 5? 5, you sleep like a rock. You don't wake up throughout the night. 0, you wake up frequently throughout the night. You're having trouble getting to sleep.
Renato, a mí lo que me pasa, hermano, que me tomo un galón diario. Y siempre me pasa, hermano, pero es así como un reloj. A las 3:30 o a las 4 me tengo que despertar al baño y después volver.
What time do you drink your last bit of water?
Like at 8 or 9.
Maybe we need to bring that back a little. Because what
Okay.
happens is your body, when you're sleeping, goes through stages. You go through different stages until you get to deep sleep and REM sleep. And when you're looking at deep sleep, that's when your body's recovering physically. When you're looking at
Okay.
REM sleep, which is like when you have dreams and stuff like that, that's when your body recovers internally, metabolically, brain health, all the like deeper recovery that your body needs. So if that gets interrupted halfway through the night, then it goes back into going through the different stages of sleep. And
Oh,
you might get the length of sleep, but the quality might not be there. And I talk about this a lot. There's a difference between length and quality. Because like if you're drinking, a lot of people say, oh, I drink at night and it puts me to bed. Or I have to smoke weed at night and it puts me to bed. It's like, okay, you're getting to bed, but those type of stimulus that you're giving your body, it's not letting you go into deeper stages of sleep. So you might be sleeping 7 to 8 hours, but it's not a restful sleep. It's not a high quality sleep. Even if things like that get you to sleep, it's not the best type of sleep that you could have. Or
yeah.
it's like, hey, I can drink caffeine at night and I can still go to sleep. Okay, but the caffeine is still a stimulus.
Yeah.
You might still be able to sleep the hours that you need, but how restful is that sleep per se? Do you wake up throughout the night? Do you wake up all groggy and like after 7 and 8 hours of sleep, you got to wake up good. You got to wake up energized. If you're waking up groggy, tired, and you don't want to wake up after 7 or 8 hours of sleep, then it wasn't high quality deep sleep that you had.
Wow. Wow,
So it
didn't know
opens up
that,
those
bro.
conversations.
Yo pensaba que era solo con la marihuana, porque yo leí que la marihuana, cuando tú consumes en la noche, lo que dijiste tú, no llega al REM. No llegas al REM. Pues llegas al deep sleep, pero no llegas al REM.
Weed, drinks, alcohol, stimulants like caffeine,
Wow. Wow.
or like you said, if you're waking up to go to the bathroom,
Yeah. Bro,
that's
and
all
it's just
that's
water.
your quality sleep, the quality of your sleep. So it's like,
And
okay, what
sometimes
do
I
we do
get
to
mad,
mitigate
bro.
that? Let's not drink water so close to sleep time.
But sometimes I get mad. Like, I'm exhausted. Like, my day's done. I already did all my stuff. I already worked out. Everything. My gallon of water is done. My meals are in.
And
And,
then it's
bro,
like, are you drinking too much water too? Which is a thing.
maybe.
You could be
¿Será
drinking.
mucho un galón?
If your pee is like very, very clear,
Yeah.
it's not yellow at all, you're overhydrated.
Yeah.
Pee
Eso me
should
pasa
be
durante el día.
pale, pale yellow. If it's
Yeah,
white, nothing, it might
yeah.
be hydration.
Ok, ahí estoy yo, pues, ¿viste? Ahí estoy yo. Eso es lo que tengo. Voy a bajar entonces la dosis, hermano. Estoy haciendo 1 galón, so debería ser 3/4 de galón, medio galón, para probar.
How much you weigh?
207,
What's your body fat?
26.
153 divided by 2. How long do you work out?
Entreno como 1 hora y media.
Okay. So 90 ounces of water would be like where your base would be. What's 90
Ok,
ounces in gallons? 90 ounces in gallons. 0.75.
0.75,
Yes. So
so 3/4 de galón.
three
Ya,
quarters of a gallon would be
ok,
a baseline. That's what I would start and see how you feel.
ok,
So
ok, voy a empezar mañana mismo.
it's like your lean body mass divided in 2 plus 15 ounces for every hour of exercise. That's a formula.
Ok, you gotta teach me all that shit later, bro.
Yeah, you'll learn that.
Sí, oh my God, I'm so
Yeah.
excited for all this, bro.
I mean, people say
And
like regular basis 1 gallon, but if you want to be like more precise, personalized, then there's like actual metrics.
wow, I didn't know that. See, because I just followed that like the advices from the people. No, like drink a water a gallon. You know, yeah. And I was running
You can be
to the
overhydrated.
bathroom.
Yeah.
No, bro.
Awesome. Next one.
And the last one is gonna be mention 3 things that relaxes you or take you out of the stress zone.
Okay. I like that. I really like that. Because you prioritize, you give them an understanding of stress, which opens up the conversation of why
Yeah,
stress is important, which a lot
yeah,
of people don't know. And then you're like, okay, let's see what you like to do that de-stresses. So you give them a resolution right there and then. And
yeah,
you could actually tag that together. It's like, okay, how often do you do that? Like you gave me 3 ways that you de-stress yourself. Do you do that often? Or is that something that like very rarely you do? And then you could have like a real good starting point right there. It's like, okay, step number 1, do these ways of de-stressing yourself more often.
yeah.
So all these questions, what they do, if you notice, it opens up the possibility of conversation.
Yes.
And when you open up the possibility of conversation, it gives you the opportunity to make recommendations. At the end of the day, what we are as coaches is we give recommendations based on the knowledge that we have and the problems that we see our clients face. So we
Okay.
understand the clients better. And based on what we understand from them and based on what we know from the science, we make those recommendations and we provide better support. That's how a protocol is set up. Like, for
Okay.
example, the water. We talked about water. You gave me an idea on where you're at with water. I understand the science behind how much water you need. I provided a recommendation on how you can modify that. And then what I will do on a weekly basis, like, okay, we had a goal of 0.75 gallons of water, 3/4 of a gallon of water a day. How did you do? I know that you were waking up every night to go to the bathroom. Did that get better? Gives us a conversation of what were your goals last week? Did we do them? How did you feel? Okay, let's go on to your next goal.
Okay.
That's coaching right there.
Okay. Sir, actually, I'm gonna start playing the water thing with me now, because it's an every day, bro.
I like that.
Like
Really
like the
like that.
clock,
And the
3:30,
deeper you get,
boom.
that's a really good intake form for someone that's starting off. The deeper you get when you get someone to like that's actually like within your program, you could get more precise with the questions that you ask. I want to just do a quick review of what my coaching form is, and I want you to understand why I make these questions. So this is Google Forms, super simple. It helps us create an appropriate journey. I give you the reason why we make this, and then I give an explanation of what coaching is. We impose a stressor, We create a proper environment. So stressor is the training, the nutrition. The proper environment is your body being healthy. And that creates adaptation, which adaptation is what we want to create to get our goal. Okay? Super simple, current activity levels, because we understand the importance of how active, what activity is for you. How active are you? Do you work? Are you currently working out? Are you minimally active? Do you like have any workouts? Do you work out 3 to 5 times a week? Are you super active? Do you do 5 to 7 workouts a week? Okay. If you're currently training, what's your training look like? Give me an understanding on how you work out. I also
Yeah.
ask them if they have or had a coach and they actually follow a program, send it to my email. I'll review it,
Yeah.
see where it's at. Okay. How intense are your workouts? Are they very intense? Are they not so much intense? And this one I could actually modify, and I could probably change intensity for hard, because a lot of people read intensity and they're like, but if you read hard, please rate how hard your workout is. It makes it easier. So like
Yeah. Yeah.
literally, like, as I talk to you and as I read over my questions, I could make modifications on it. And that's how you're gonna do. That's how like your coaching questionnaire evolves, because you start making your questions and seeing how appropriate they are. Occupations and the duties involved. What's your work? And
Okay.
then on a scale of 1 to 10, how physically demanding is your job? It's not at
Okay.
all. I work at a desk. I'm in the office all day. Or bro, I'm in construction. Or I'm a server. I walk a lot.
Yeah.
It's pretty demanding. Gives me understand on their activity level of work. Based on that, I could see like, hey, that person walks a lot. They don't need to do cardio. He's
Yeah.
doing enough
Yeah.
cardio, taking 17,000 steps in the serving.
Yeah.
Or
That's
he's
me.
doing
That
enough
was me.
cardio lifting cement blocks up 2, 3 flights of stairs. Doesn't need cardio. Just get him
Yeah.
strong.
Bro, when I was a server, I was putting 15,000 plus steps
Easy.
every day,
Yeah,
seven
easy. I
days a
see it.
week.
Yeah. I've worked with servers. I understand. The more you work with them, the more you understand their lifestyle, the more appropriate protocols you can give them.
Yeah.
For
Me, the
future
regular
training
server.
protocols, how many days so this gives you an understanding on like what they're able to do. How many
Okay.
days can you dedicate to your training? 4 or 5, all days, 3 days, based on that and based on what they respond here. If they put 7, they're like, hey, no, look, you live a stressful life. We don't need 7, but it's good to know that you have the time available. Let's start off with 3 or 4. And then you have those conversations on why that's a good protocol to start.
Yeah. Yeah.
What days work best for you if you're creating a workout plan? You talk about Monday through Sunday and you see what days they work. And then based on that, you can create an appropriate program for them. Workout preferences. We know how important it is for them to enjoy the workout. If they don't like the workout, if they don't do the program, they're not going to see results. So based on what you've done in the past, what have you enjoyed? What type of workouts do you like? Do you like HIIT? Do you like slow workouts? Do you like to run? Do you like Zumba? What do you like to do? Injuries. Are there any past injuries? Make sure you ask these, because based on these, you're going to create, okay, maybe we could talk about a recovery portion of the program, or we could talk about movements that we got to slowly introduce, not like to avoid jumping, avoid this for
Yeah.
now,
Yeah. Yeah.
slowly introduce them back on. Mobility. How well do you move with your upper body and your lower body? Are there certain exercises that cause you pain? What are they? Based on
That's
this,
something that making us paréntesis. That's something que quiero aprender bien la movilidad, porque a mí en lo personal me ha ayudado demasiado, demasiado, hermano.
yeah. Well, we'll talk about
Entonces
part of the
eso
training
quiero enseñarlo después.
is understanding pain and understanding movement. And if there's improper movement, we got to correct those movements before we strengthen. Because if you strengthen an improper movement, you're strengthening a movement that you don't want them to do. You're causing them more pain. So
Yeah.
before strength, you actually got to understand how well they move.
Okay.
Mm. Have you ever done a periodized strength training program? What we do with programming, set goals for like a month or 6 weeks. We periodize it. We progress throughout the program, and then we go into another goal. You're gonna learn how to do that. Like I said,
Okay.
there's when we talked on our first call, there's no individual program individual workout that's important. It's how that's developed in a program. And
Okay.
periodized training is one of the best ways to create a program that lets you see progress. And if they say, hey, I don't know even know what a periodized strength training program is, okay, then you've probably just done list of exercises and learn, and just starting a periodized training program would be a big step forward.
Okay.
What equipment do you have access to? Dumbbells, barbells, bands, full gym gives you an idea on how you can program for them. Because if they're not going to the gym, then you have to adapt it to where they're at. If you could rate your squat, deadlift, barbell, overhead press, and bench press from a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being very poor, 5 being almost perfect. If they have training experience, they'll know how to respond this. If they don't,
Yeah.
just say, okay, we're learning, we're new. Let's learn what a squat is. Let's learn what a deadlift is. Let's learn what an overhead press is. Even better, it's easier to teach someone than to fix someone's bad form.
Yes.
Are
Yes, it
you
is.
currently doing cardio? Yes. Okay, why? Do you think you need cardio? And this is actually the second question. Do you do cardio because you think you have to, or because you want to? Are you open for suggestions other than cardio, or not doing cardio at all? It's like, I love doing cardio. Okay, perfect. Let's keep on doing it. If you like doing it, I'm not taking it away.
Yeah.
But if you
Yeah.
don't like doing cardio and you think you need cardio for fat loss, then you could say, hey, you don't really need cardio for fat loss. This is why.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot
Now,
of
if you
people
do
told me
like
that at the
cardio,
beginning.
huh?
I said a lot of people told me that at the beginning when I start my journey. I was asking for help, and all of them cardio, 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 cardio.
You don't need cardio. And when
No,
someone
bro,
hates cardio and you tell them, oh, you don't need to do cardio, you know how much they're going to like you?
they love it.
Yeah. Or you could also talk to, like, hey, there's this person that is a server, and after serving, well, before serving, he goes and works out, and after serving, he comes home, he wakes up the next day, and he does cardio before going to his workout. It's like, if you're a server, you don't really need to do cardio. You get enough activity as is.
Yeah,
So it
yeah,
opens up
that's true.
conversations.
Yeah, yeah.
And then if they do like doing cardio, what type of cardio do you prefer? Treadmill, bike, elliptical, and then you could program if they like it. Hey, let's make it effective. And then this just for like, okay, send a picture to us, letting us know what equipment you have. Like if you're in a gym that I know what equipment they have, then perfect. But if you're at a gym that's like the gym down your neighborhood that I've never heard of before, I want to see what equipment you have access to. Based on that, I can create an appropriate program.
Okay.
That's like the training side. Nutrition. I track food with my clients most of the time. Sometimes I don't, but I do ask, have you ever used my fitness pal? So it's an app that most people have done that have tried tracking. And if they put yes, you understand, okay, they tried tracking before. If they put no, it's like, okay, have you ever tracked calories or macros? So no, I've never done it. Okay. This program depends on specific food tracking for progress. Now we could do it without tracking, but you have to understand that if you don't track, it could take a little longer for you to reach your goal. When you track your food, it's a lot easier to make suggestions for
Yes.
modifications, because you literally say proteins, carbs, fats. You see if they're doing it, and if they're doing it and not seeing results, you can make changes at an instant. If you're not tracking, it's a little bit harder. It takes a little bit more time. So it's like, yeah, I want to learn how to track. Or I got some clients that said, hey, you know what? I tried tracking. I don't like it. I'm okay. I don't want to track. It's like, okay, perfect. Now you got to understand we could still do this without tracking, but it might take a little bit longer because it's a lot more working on habits.
Okay.
If you are currently tracking, then where are your calories? Where are your protein, carbs, and fats? Just gives you an understanding on what they're currently doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you currently dieting? If yes, what type? And this is something I give my clients when they start. This is not sales. I already sold them. This is like,
Yeah.
hey, you're starting with me. This is what I need to know to create an appropriate first protocol. Are you currently dieting? If yes, what type of diet are you doing? How long have you been doing it? If no, of course, just put no. Have you ever reverse dieted in the past? Some people know what a reverse diet is. Some people don't. If they do, then they'll probably say yes. If they don't, they'll feel like, I don't know what that is. A reverse diet is when you build someone's metabolism. For example, if they were eating 1,200 calories, you build them from 1,200 to 1,800 or 2,000 calories. So you build up their metabolism. It gives them a better opportunity to lose weight later on.
Okay.
There's a lot of other ways to build someone's metabolism. It's not just feeding them more. It's giving them more activity. You'll learn how to do that.
Okay.
What worked for you in the past and what didn't? I tried keto and it worked. I tried intermittent fasting and it worked. Okay, perfect. It opens up the conversation. Well, if you tried it and it worked, why don't you try it again? Like, well, I don't like the lifestyle. Okay, and what happens when you didn't like the lifestyle? I went back to where I was and I gained the weight back. Okay, so maybe it didn't really work because fat loss is doable. Fat maintenance, being able to maintain the fat away, that's hard. That's what we
Yeah.
teach.
Okay.
Do you eat out often? Goes back to a similar question that you had. How often
Yeah.
do you eat out? Do you set it differently? How many times do you eat in?
Yes.
Are you taking any supplements? Understanding that gives you a better understanding on what supplement recommendations they have, or it gives you understanding, especially on where you're at, to give a recommendation
Yes.
or to ask them like why they're taking the supplements that they need. How much water do you consume on a daily basis? Gets you to know. It's similar to what you asked. Like, do you drink water? What's your relationship with water? How much caffeine do you consume on a daily basis? Gives you an understanding of stimulus. If the person is drinking a lot of caffeine very often, you can ask them, why do you need it? And if they need it, it's like, okay, is it because you're not recovering well? Are you not sleeping well? So it gives you more questions to ask them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. At the end of the day, a lot of this is questions. Understanding your
Yeah.
client
Yeah.
gives you ways to better give them recommendations. If alcohol is part of your diet, please state how many drinks you consume each week and how often. Are you willing to reduce the amount? Understanding that's very important. We live
Yes.
in a society where people don't want to give up alcohol. Okay, you don't have to give up alcohol, but understanding your relationship with alcohol is going to be very important because alcohol could be a very big bottleneck for you to seeing results.
So if I'm in a weight loss program or in a fat loss program, what does the alcohol does to me if I drink it 1 day a week?
If you drink it 1 day a week, it doesn't do much. Depends on how much though. Are you drinking 1 to 2 drinks a week? Or are you having a Saturday where you're binging, you're drinking mojitos,
Yeah.
mimosas?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's extra calories, especially if you're doing mixed drinks with like sodas and juices. You're just providing yourself a whole bunch of extra calories that could offset the amount of calorie deficit that you were on during the week.
Okay.
So it could give you more calories. Or what happens with alcohol, it slows down your metabolism because you got to imagine your metabolism is like a highway where you have cars flowing the highway. When you drink alcohol, it's like when a firefighter or an ambulance or a police car turns its lights on and goes past the highway. Everyone slows down, moves away, and lets the police, the emergency vehicle pass by. That's what happens with alcohol. Your body, alcohol is a toxin, your body doesn't want it. When it receives it, the first thing it wants to do is get rid of it. So it
Okay.
slows down every metabolic process just to get rid of that alcohol.
Okay.
So if you do it once a week, it might not produce. If you're like drinking one, two, or maybe even 3 bottles of beer, it's not really going to do much. If it fits in your calories, even better. But if you're doing it, if you do a lot of it, or if you do it consistently, understand that your metabolism is going to be affected.
Okay. Now I know how to explain it real easy. Thank you. Wow.
The emergency vehicle is a good analogy for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Do you have eating disorders? Understanding this is very important. If someone has eating disorders, you could actually refer them out because you know that's something that's a higher level. They might need more psychological help with that, or you could recommend, hey, look, we could work together, but we're gonna have limits. and I would recommend you work with a psychologist along me, and we could team up and build and create a healthier lifestyle for you. But I'm not at a level where I could help you with eating disorders, and
Okay.
you have to understand that. If someone has anorexia, you don't want them tracking their food. You don't want them taking pictures of everything,
No, no.
because
Yeah.
that's just going to create a deeper, harder relationship with them with their food. So there's
Yes.
actual nutritionists and people that are at a higher level that deal with those higher level problems.
Yeah. One day I had a customer that she had anorexia,
Mhm.
and I couldn't do nothing because I said, look, I have no idea how to work with you. I have no idea how to start you in a program. So I would recommend you go with a professional in this or a doctor. They can
But
help you.
burnout is one of the biggest things we could do.
Yeah,
For
I
higher
said right
level
away, like,
PTs, you don't want the headaches. They're going to be a
yeah,
hard client. Um, it's going to take a lot of your time trying to deal with your client, time that you could be spending providing better help for the people that you can help, and it opens you up for liability.
what about pregnant women?
We could learn about. I work with many pregnant women. There's recommendations that you could give. Of course, you want them to consult with their doctors. If you could have access to their doctor, even better, and let them, hey, is there a way where I can speak with your healthcare provider, and we could communicate on a level where we could team up and we can make sure that we give you the proper recommendations.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
There's with pregnant women, it's just like understanding you're not putting them on a deficit, you're
no,
minimizing stress, and you're giving them nutrients. So with pregnant women, it's like let's make sure that your body's getting all the nutrients that you need.
okay,
And training, it's like building strength. You're not looking for fat loss goals, you're not looking for intensity goals. We're maintaining strength here. It's more of like a maintenance period.
okay,
And there's a
okay.
lot of value between that.
It'll be like a hypertrophy program, just like weightlifting, and that's it. No,
Basic.
like jumping and more like stuff like that. No, it'll be just a weight program.
Weightlifting hypertrophy program, like
Okay,
function training. Give me 1 second. I got a very important text message I gotta
no
respond.
problem, no, bro. No problem.
Okay. Then eating disorders. What have you struggled to most with your diet? Gives you understanding on where you could help them, why they're looking for the help. Similar to the question that you had. Um, what foods do you enjoy the most? You could give them recommendations on the foods that you can enjoy, or you can open up a conversation. Hey, you like pizza? We don't have to give up pizza forever. You can have pizza within your protocol, but this is how we're going to incorporate it.
Okay.
And I put even if they're not considered healthy, they're for a reason because of that.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
How many meals do you currently eat? It gives you an understanding on like what the relationship with their meals are, and it gives you an opportunity to open up for question. Hey, do you eat lunch and dinner just because you don't have time to eat breakfast? Okay, we understand where you're at. Let's make sure that you're getting those nutrients that you need within the time that you have. More important than eating times is what you're eating. So let's work that on that first, and then we could talk about eating times and frequency and stuff like that. So it's like you could start building protocols and give them an understanding on what you're starting off with and what you're going to be working on in the future. Do you have a list of foods that you can see yourself eating frequently? This is great to ask because they can say, hey, I like scrambled eggs. I can see myself eating that every single day. Perfect. The more frequent you could be with your diet, the easier it's going to be for you to stick with them, the easier it's going to be for you to see results.
Yeah.
A lot of times I talk to my clients and they're like, they have 5 to 8 foods that they generally eat very frequently. And you notice people that see long-term results, they pretty much eat the same foods every day.
every day.
not day to day. Monday might look different from Wednesday, but week to week,
Yeah.
it's really very similar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm? Allergies and sensitivities, understanding that gives you an understanding on recommendations. Like if they're lactose intolerant, you're not going to be you're not going to recommend milk, for example, as protein or whey protein. If they're if they have thyroid issues, thyroid people have to stay away from gluten. So understanding their allergies or sensitivities gives you a better understanding on what recommendations you can make. And when we go into the nutrition side of things, you'll understand that a little bit better.
Okay.
And non-negotiables. Bro, I have date night every Friday night. I drink wine with my wife. We sit down, we chill, we eat, shoot tittery board. That's a non-negotiable. I'm not giving that up. Okay, perfect. It's very good to understand what your non-negotiables are, because based on that, I could provide better recommendation. My non-negotiable, I have a chocolate bar and an ice cream tub. Oh, well, half an ice cream tub we share with my girlfriend every single week. I don't take that out. That's stable every single week. And I use that as a selling point. I tell all my clients, you know, I have ice cream and chocolate every week, and I still have abs. Ice cream and
Yeah.
chocolate is not the problem. It's the frequency of how often you have them. So it gives that opportunity to let them know, hey, you don't have to be super strict with this. You could
Yeah.
have cake and eat it too and still have abs.
Like me for example, on Sunday is the only day I eat sweets because that's my weakness. Like
Yeah.
I hold myself the whole week, bro, because it was for
Don't
me
consider it a
right now.
weakness, bro.
Huh?
Don't consider it a weakness. It's your
Yeah.
soul food. You like it. You enjoy it. It's
Yeah,
not
bro.
bad.
It's like I love it, bro. Like so I
It's
do
not
it
bad.
once a week, you know?
It's okay. It's just how often you have it. How frequent is it
Yeah.
in your if it's a staple every single day, if it's like your main diet, ice cream and chocolate, then we could talk about, hey, let's stop eating like an ass.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
if it's
just
like
once a week and that's
once
it.
a week, yeah, go for it, man. Enjoy it. Perfect. This getting to know you. This is another part, another step. This is a very intense sport. This is has a lot of things that like gets me to understand my clients. Do you have a
Yeah.
nickname that you prefer? If they're Pablo, but they like to be called PB.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, gives you an understanding of where they're starting: weight, body fat, waist measurements, goal weight, body fat, waist measurements. What's your goal? Where do you want to be at? Um, how will you know you reach the goal? Oh, I know I'm gonna feel better. I know I'm gonna look better in the mirror. That's when I know. That's when I know I'm there. What's your purpose? Why is this important to you? It's like the question that you asked. What will drive you to keep on keeping on? Okay, like after you reach the goal, what's gonna keep you on track? If you achieve the goal, are you celebrating? Do you have like a photo shoot? Are you doing like are you taking a vacation? How are you gonna celebrate your goal? Celebration of a
Yeah.
goal is important. Deep down, what are three obstacles that you know that come to mind? I travel a lot. My wife and my kids deserve a lot of my attention. My business is new. Okay, let's work a way around these obstacles. What are three strengths? What do you feel you do really good that are going to help you get to your goal? I could eat whatever you tell me to eat. Okay. I like working out. Okay, perfect. Do you own a Fitbit, Apple Watch, step counter? A lot of the apps that I use, well, the app that I use connects to those, so I could understand where their steps are. So having support that connects to stuff like that makes things easier. It's not necessary, but it makes things easier. How many hours of sleep do you get each night? How often is your sleep interrupted? It's like what we just talked about. Do you go to bed and wake up at the same time every day? Do you have a sleep schedule? I wake up different times every single day. Okay, that gives you a starting point. Okay, let's try to have a bedtime. Let's try to sleep at the same time and wake up at the same time. Do you feel rested when you wake up? I sleep 8 hours and I do not feel rested. There's a problem. There's something you could fix. Stress level. Where's your stress at? Medications you take. Understanding medications as you know. Okay,
Yes.
recommendations you can make. Blood work. that's another level. I don't feel comfortable teaching you to read blood work because that's like a higher level of certification that you need. So that might be out of question for now.
Okay.
um, just because I want to understand the limits of what I can teach, what you can.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Three different types of goals in order of importance. If you like aesthetic, health and wellness, performance, I just want to look good. Health is second, and performance, I'm okay if I don't run the fastest. Or I'm a sports athlete. Performance is high priority. I don't really care how I look. Or you know what? I just want to be healthy. I want to be fit. I don't want to be like the most shredded, but I want to be healthy. So stating that is helps out. You'll see that more often when we talk about actually creating a goal. Full details what your goals are. We will talk about goal setting when on our next in our next lesson. Digestive problems, GI disorders, if they have anything, they'll let you know. If they don't, they'll probably just write, I feel bloated a lot. Okay, there's something going on maybe with some foods that you're choosing. Let's take a look at your quality of food. Do you eat a lot of fast food? Do you eat a lot of foods that are highly processed? That might be a problem. And other important information that you want me to know. Life situation. I just noticed I'm showing you the full one because I have a shorter one that I send out now. But it's good that
Yeah.
we're seeing all these
I can
questions.
have an idea.
Yeah. Because the one I use now, it's a lot shorter than this. It's like more, it's like very like I start off with like very simple questions. And then as we go through the programs, I ask deeper questions. And a lot of these I ask in conversations and I that we have with our clients.
Okay.
A married relationship, understanding that's important. If they're married, you understand something about their life and what their situation is, how much time they could dedicate to you and to their goals. Because most of the time when you're in a relationship, when you're married, you're not just making decisions by yourself.
Yes.
Kids also make a big impact. Occupation, we know that makes an impact. Support team, does your family know that you're doing this? Does your mom, does your wife know? Is she in support? Does she want you to reach your goals? Okay, perfect. Any major life or family events coming up. I started a business, my kids graduating at the end of the year, I'm getting married. Okay, perfect. Stand for it. Biggest accomplishment. What are you most proud of? Hey, I created this business and I'm super proud. Pablo, you created 239 Nutrition. I'm proud of it. Bro, it's awesome. Let's celebrate. I'll use that a lot in my talking points. Probably a lot of the suggestions I make are going to have a lot of business around it because I know that that's something that drives you. That's something that you like, and it'll create a better connection with
Okay.
you. Reach out message. Bro, life's going to happen. Things are going to get difficult. You're going to ghost me. What's a message I can send you to say, hey, bro, I've been sending you messages. I haven't seen you active. I haven't heard from you. What's going on? Is there something I could say that's going to make you respond? Because it's going to
Okay.
happen. There's going to be people that ghost. There's going to be people that don't respond.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So
There's
sending a
always
reach
people
out
like that. A
message is
lot.
good.
Yeah. We have from our challengers every month. There's people that ghost us.
Yeah.
Like I'll say, like 3 or 2 people per challenge.
Reach out message. Bro, where the are you? I've had that. Where the fuck are you? So like
Yeah.
literally I copied it and I was like, bro, where the fuck are you? Like, man, I'm sorry. Life happened. This happened. My girlfriend and we went on a trip. No worries. It's not about how many times you fail. It's how many times you get back up. You ready to
Yeah.
get up? Okay, let's go. Let's do it.
That's it.
And women only, pregnant, what you asked. It's very important to
Yeah.
know. Because if they're pregnant, they're not going on a diet. They're not gonna be doing,
No.
and they're not running a marathon. They're not training CrossFit. Well, or they're not training CrossFit for their intensity, and we're gonna need to adapt their training program. Take birth control. Birth control affects hormonal responses of their body, which affects their metabolism, which affects how their body responds to the protocols that you give them. If they take them, it's good to know. If they don't take them, it's also good to know. Because if they do,
Okay.
you see the protocols that you're giving them are not getting results, you understand, okay, it might be this. Let's switch the protocols. And we'll learn that later on. Do you have a menstrual cycle? No, I'm in menopause. I passed menopause. I don't have it anymore. Okay, perfect. Menopause, understanding the nutrients that they need when they get through it, when they're there, is going to be important. If you're dealing with 30 to 50-year-olds, you're going to have women that are going through premenopause or perimenopause or menopause. You're going to need to know how to appropriately reduce stress, how to give them the nutrients that they need, that they don't need to be working out crazy like every day, high intensity workout. So you're going to be able to give appropriate protocols for that. And then if they're lost their menstrual cycle, yeah, I lost it. I went on a diet. I did bodybuilding. I lost my period. I don't have it anymore. Okay, let's reduce stress. Let's feed you more. Let's get you out of that intense diet because your body is not in a healthy state. And what did we talk about? We talked about giving your body the stimulus. We talked about your body responding to a stimulus, and then we talked about the environment of your body. If your body's not healthy, it's not going to want to respond. So let's get your body healthy before we go on a diet. Let's get your body healthy before we go into a crazy training program.
Okay. Wow.
And that's it. I'll share this for you so that way you can see it. And that's it, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, every class I'm learning, bro.
There's a lot to it. The more we talk about it, you're going to notice we're going to talk a lot about the same things, and it's going to get more ingrained in your brain.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to, this is something
like I was saying
along the way as you progress, as you work with different people, as you get more experience, as you try things out, as you learn the theory, you're going to understand how to apply it.
Yeah, like I was telling you, bro, like first customer in the morning, a guy that I've never seen before. I say, okay, I'm gonna apply what I'm learning with Ronaldo. I apply it and works like this. So I can't wait for the next 6 months, bro.
That's good, man. That's good.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's about time for today. Your questionnaire is really good. You saw right now.
Thank you so much.
Full length questionnaire. Like I told you.
Yeah.
That's not the one I'm using now. I used that before, but I was noticing it was taking so much time, and a lot of the questions I was using, I wasn't applying right away. Okay. What you want your initial questionnaire to be is questions that you're going to use right away. Because you don't want someone spending 10, 15 minutes of their time answering questions that are not going to be solved right now.
Yeah.
Those questions are going to be asked the more you work with someone, the more you see stuff come up as you work with them. First priority, questionnaire, initial intake. It's like, hey, what's important right now? What's the couple of things that we could change in the next 4 to 6 weeks that would make a big impact? That's where your questions are.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yes, sir.
Awesome, man.
Okay.
I feel like we overviewed a lot today. There was a lot of information.
Yes, sir, we did.
A lot of review. I like that. It was good. You like this way, the methodology?
Yeah, I'm a man.
Theory first, and then
yes.
I feel it's good like that.
Yes, I like this call because like I was saying, like any question I have a right away the answer. You know, I don't have to be messaging you and then waiting for him to have time and I get my answer back. No, it's like that's why I take advantage of this time here.
Yeah, that's it, man. So that's all I got for you today. Next week we're gonna go into a different theory. We're still gonna be in understanding your clients. We're gonna talk about the training side of things. We understand psychologically, we understand the nutrition, we understand the questions that we ask, but now let's understand how they move. Let's look at like some things that you could do with them either in person or how you could do this online. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Awesome, man. Pablo, thank you so much for your time. Again, expect
I'll let you know
your recording to be on the drive. Expect my questionnaire to be on the drive. And if you could translate that in digital, the homework that
I'll do it.
And update on the drive update that on the drive.
So voy a ir al drive este fin de semana, voy a trabajar en el drive.
Okay. Awesome, man.
Okay.
Thank
Dale,
you,
mi hermano, que esté muy bien. Muchas gracias. Y estamos coordinando la siguiente llamada, ¿ok?
Dale, mi hermano. Hope you have a great rest of your day.
Dale. Igual. Bye, bye.